Okay, year 10, we need to talk about one more thing, this thing called the discriminant. The discriminant, we haven't discussed this. And the discriminant has this little triangle symbol, right? That is equal to, and what it's equal to is b squared minus 4ac. It's that little, it's what's under the square root sign in the quadratic formula. So in the quadratic formula, we've got minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Look at that. That bit there, that bit in there is called, the discriminant. Alright, so let's make that note. The discriminant. I'll explain in one moment why it's called the discriminant. But the value of that is the discriminant. So if you're asked for the value of the discriminant, then you go get that value there, just b squared minus 4ac, not anything else. And it's got this little symbol here, the triangle. Okay, now the reason it's called the discriminant is because its value determines how many solutions there are to this equation. So let's say that this value in here is, let's say it's less than 0. Then we're trying to take the square root of a number less than 0, and you can't do that. There is no solution. So if b squared, or the discriminant, is less than 0, there is no solution. So let's just make that note. The discriminant tells us how many solutions there are to the quadratic equation that we're concerned with, the quadratic equation. How many solutions there are to the quadratic equation. That is 0, 1, or 2. Because you can only have 0, 1, or 2. So there's 3 different states the discriminant can be. The discriminant can be the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac, that value. If it's less than 0, that means there are no solutions. No solutions, right? If the discriminant is equal to 0, so this b squared minus 4ac equal to 0, what we're then taking is the square root of 0. Now, if you plus minus the square root of 0, then you're not changing the value of this minus b over 2a, so you just get one solution. So this, you get minus b plus or minus 0 over 2a. That's just one solution, and that's minus b over 2a. So if the discriminant equals 0, then we have one solution. And the other outcome, if the discriminant is greater than 0, which is most often the case, greater than 0, this value is 10 or 20 or 5 or 1, then what we have is that means we can take the square root of it. It means we've got a value here, and then we're getting our two solutions from plus that value and minus that value. So that would mean we have two solutions. Right, you need to write this down and remember it. Okay, so let's do a quick example. Find the discriminant. For, let's say 2x squared plus 3x minus 1 equals 0, and therefore, so just find the discriminant, and we're not going to solve it, therefore determine how many solutions it has. How many solutions, right? Now, how many solutions? 0, 1, or 2. So find the discriminant. So let's go down here to the solution. Right, the discriminant. Let's see if you can work it out yourselves. Discriminant is just the value of b squared minus 4ac. So remember, a module calculator in this test. Just write this out. B squared minus 4ac. Let's work it out now. A is equal to 2, right? We know that A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to minus 1. So we're just going to put those values in. B squared, B is 3. So that's 9, 3 squared minus 4 times A, which is 2, times C, which is minus 1. Now remember, you've got to do this multiplication first, and then do the subtraction. So that's equal to 9 minus, work out 4 by 2 by minus 1. That's 4 times 2 is 8, times minus 1 is minus 8. So 9 minus minus 8 becomes 9 plus 8, which is 17. 17 is positive. It's greater than 0. So therefore, we have 2 solutions to this quadratic equation. We haven't solved them. We don't know what the solutions are. We just know how many there are. And the discriminant, it tells us how many there are. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. There's a couple of questions in the last exercise on this, and you should do those.